Hello students, it's Miss Reed. Today's video is going to be about the causes and the effects of the Boston Tea Party. All right, so first thing I want you guys to know is where Boston is located. So Boston is a harbor city located here in the New England colonies. It's got a cold climate since it's far up north, and that harbor is super important to the economy of Boston. Remember, this is a place where they're bringing in trading lumber with England. They're building ships there. The harbor is really an important part of the economy where a lot of people make their money. All right, so the Boston Tea Party, very famous event, but it has to have a cause and it does have a consequence. It has an effect. Remember, causes happen before the event, effects happen after. So we're going to see that the cause of the Boston Tea Party is something called the Tea Act. That will lead to the Boston Tea Party. And then the effect is going to be a punishment. It's going to be an intolerable act. So let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper into the Tea Act. Again, this is the cause of the Boston Tea Party. So the Tea Act is a tax on tea. It gives one company, the British East India Company, total control over the entire tea trade, and they jack up the price, making it very expensive for the colonists. And the colonists still do not have representation in Parliament. Remember, our biggest grievance has been this idea of no taxation without representation. So this Tea Act is going to make the colonists angry. They're going to respond with a protest called the Boston Tea Party. So the Boston Tea Party is an event that took place on the night of December 16th, 1773. It was perpetrated by a group of colonists that called themselves the Sons of Liberty. They're led by Samuel Adams, whose cousin is John Adams, future president of the United States. And these men, they dress up as Native Americans, they put on a disguise, and they secretly board some British ships in the nighttime in Boston. And they grab the tea and they just dump it into the harbor. They're protesting. They say, if you're going to charge us extra for this tea and this Tea Act, we're not going to buy it at all. In fact, we're going to destroy all of this tea. Overall, they threw 300 chests of tea into Boston Harbor. Some accounts say that the water in the Boston Harbor actually turned like brown, like tea colored for about 24 hours before the tide washed it out. But it was a peaceful protest, right? They did destroy property, but no people were hurt. Even the Native Americans were not blamed for this act, even though the Sons of Liberty dressed up as Native Americans. All right, but that event does not end without a consequence. And so the British are very upset because those 300 chests of tea were worth a valuable amount of money and they were destroyed. So the King of England, when he hears about this event, he punishes the colonists. He creates a set of laws that kind of go by two names. They're the Intolerable Acts and they're the Coercive Acts, and they're punishment. The two biggest part of these laws are, number one, they close Boston Harbor. No ships in, no ships out, which shuts off the economy. Colonists start losing money right away, and it's also hard for them to find food. They feel like this image, like they're locked in a cage. They can't even travel outside of Boston. And then more British troops are sent to Boston as well. And in fact, you can see here surrounding this Liberty Tree are those British troops. And guys, remember, those troops that are sent to the colonies, they have to be quartered inside colonists' homes. Remember, that's the Quartering Act. So not only are there more soldiers, that's more soldiers in people's homes. Guys, this Boston Tea Party, the effect of Boston Tea Party, this Intolerable Acts, is going to be devastating for the economy of Boston. Really a challenge for people, and it's going to be a direct cause for what's going to happen in just a couple of years, and that is us declaring our independence from Great Britain.